I mean, I almost wonder if like aided improv wouldn't be more helpful. I don't know. I just feel like there were so few like substantial changes made that
Sure.
I don't know.
Okay.
Like just reading through it again is going to be the most helpful thing.
Okay.
For the time we have. But I'm open to do it definitely if we want to.
Let's read through it. Last time we tried to not stop as much as possible. This time, I think we should view it as like the first read through. And whenever I do a first read through, I always say that anybody at any time can stop. So even if Marty's got a question about why these two are arguing in that moment, anyone can stop and ask a question.
Okay.
All right, and then either John or I or whoever will attempt to answer.
Are we gonna do stage directions or let it go?
I think we can just let stage directions go. Yeah, let's just let the stage directions go, and that way it'll also kind of help us feel a little more the flow of it.
Just let me know when you want me to insert this part.
Perfect. Yes, I will make a little note on my
All right, let's go. Let's do it.
Hi, you look great tonight. Well, I've been sitting here. That's a nice PBR. Oh, hi. Thanks for coming to the zoo. Whatever. And hi, I'm John Waters. Welcome to our show. Hey, well, I'm John Waters, and I received a letter a few days ago. No address, just my name. Very mysterious. It was hand-delivered, actually. A washed-up porn star in faux mink stumbled to my doorstep with a basket of poppers and roses. So old-fashioned. And tucked between the roses was, well, I have it right here. In fact, let me read it to you. Dear John, do you remember the show This Is Your Life? Well, who am I kidding? Of course you do. Who's the person you'd like most to have dinner with, John? Meet me at Serendipity, Friday at 8 to find out. Signed, G.M. What do you think of that? A lot of people try to write me letters. Drag queens mostly. There was one in Atlanta who threw herself on my limo, left a big smear of rainbow makeup across the windshield. It takes more than wiper fluid to get that stuff off, let me tell you.
Think about the way he laughs too. You know, because he's got a very specific.
Yeah,
he's got that very specific kind of like chuckle, like that quick chuckle.
It's got a weird like. Yeah, like it's kind of.
It's really tight down here in the throat,
like a cackle kind of. Yeah. I'll tell you. It's like a smuggler's thing. I paid people to prevent my having to read letters. This is the first one that got through. Oh, someone went to a lot of trouble to write this. Let's go inside.
Excuse me, sir. Do you have a reservation?
Well, I don't know.
You don't know, sir.
No, I don't know.
What is the name, sir?
I don't know. It might be under my name, or their name.
Well, what are the names?
Well, I'm John Waters.
We don't have anyone by the name Waters. What's their name?
I have this letter, you see.
What do they look like, sir?
Well, they're probably very large. Although they might be skinny now, and probably, they might be a man or a woman. And almost definitely, do you mean most? Or almost? Almost
definitely.
So it is almost, sorry. They might be a man or a woman. Almost definitely maimed.
Maimed?
Yes, like some kind of bizarre deformity.
There's no one here that fits that description, sir. Can I take your coat?
Oh no, I'll keep the coat. How do you say comb
Comme de garçon.
comb?
It's Comme de Garçon.
Comb
de Garçon.
It's a comb de garçon. But here, you can take these.
Well, You can wait at the bar. It might be a long wait.
And this is where you can do
Okay.
it if you want, wherever you feel is.
Okay. My name is Connie. My name is Connie Marble. What's wrong with the audience? Nothing but these fucking jerk-off hippies in the audience tonight. Have you ever even heard of Divine? That fat hog. Well, I am a Divine Watcher. Supposedly that pig is dead in the ground. But I've heard rumblings that that hog is back. Your stupid fat face. Well, now I'm on a mission to find the truth. I am the filthiest person alive, and I refuse to lose my title to that fat sow. I far surpass her in every aspect of the term filth. You may not know, but
You want me to stop?
along with my husband Raymond, run a baby ring. Oh, it's really a very simple process. We keep 2 girls at all times who are impregnated by Channing, our rather fertile servant. We sell the babies to lesbian couples, and then we invest the money in various businesses downtown. We own a few pornography shops, plus we front money to a chain of heroin pushers in the inner city elementary schools. I do not wish to go unnoticed. After all, we've not worked all these years to be upstaged by this fat hog who calls herself Divine. Is she here? Is that fat pig here? I haven't tracked her halfway around the world to let her get away from me now.
The skinny gay one is.
You dullard, they're both gay, and I need both of those queens, you little asshole. You'd better start explaining. This is an important assignment, and I've already paid you.
Only half, ma'am. And I'm going to need you to keep it down.
Oh, see, I repeated myself. I haven't worked all these years to be upstaged by that fat hog who calls herself Divine. She is shit compared to me. Shit compared to the filth that I have in my mind. Do you understand? I love filth. I love it more than my own hair color, more than the sounds of bones breaking, more than the sound of death rattle, even more than my own shit. And when I see her, I'm going to kick that bitch back into the grave she crawled out of.
There will be no violence in this.
You know, there are just 2 kinds of people. My kind of people and assholes. It's rather obvious what category you fit into.
Now listen here, you little fire crotch. I don't care what kind of obsession you have with these people, but I will not have you disturbing the rest of our patrons. I'm going back to my job.
You can eat shit for all I care.
Excuse me, waiter. What's going on? I heard some terrible woman screaming about filth.
Don't worry about it, sir.
I love it. But that's not really restaurant behavior, you know.
I know. We have your table ready. Right this way. Will this be suitable?
I guess so.
Did you see him? Is he there? I was planning on being in there before him, but I almost chickened out. It's hard seeing an old friend after all these years, especially after you've betrayed them in some way. But he wouldn't have understood why I left. He probably won't understand now. Maybe I should just go. No. Be a man, Glenn. Face up. Go inside.
Good evening, sir. How can I help you?
I'm meeting a friend here. Maybe you've seen him. His name is John.
Aren't they all?
Oh, you are too funny. I love that jacket. Is that tailored?
Of course. What's your John's last name?
Well, it's Waters.
I see. Right this way.
So there needs to be something here, even if it's just like little glances between the two of you or something like that, wherever exchanges, you know, and then I think that I don't know if this is where, you know, we get the cunt or anything like that, but definitely your spidey sense needs to be tingling.
Okay. John, it's me.
Who?
I am Divine.
Makeup looks really great, really. What do you want, an autograph?
Is this an online thing? How old did he say he was? I'll bring you to a menu.
You're a dead ringer for him. I mean, really, you've clearly gone to a lot of trouble. And that letter, I've never received anything like it. Okay, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
So, it just seems, now that I figure out him and I seem to be putting together rather quickly, which is fine.
Then it's not him?
Well, I'm going, yeah, like, oh, it's not you. Who are you? You are. Oh, okay.
Like the connection between.
I get it. So I'm thinking that the letter is fake.
Yeah. So here's the deal.
Okay,
I think that you believe the entire thing is fake.
From the very beginning.
From the very beginning. So, like, even when he comes around the corner, like, before he even says, John, it's me, I think Waters would probably just start laughing.
Or clap.
Or laughing or clap, but there'd be this sort of, oh my God, here's the show.
Here's
You know what I
another
mean?
one.
Whether it's laughter or clapping or anything along those lines, it would just be great. And then, and then once he settles down, then, then I think that, Glenn would have to absorb that.
No worries. That was
Yeah.
helpful because I was in this because I talk about the letter. We give the letter so much weight in the beginning, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
oh, that letter was great. And all of a sudden, it's
That
great.
letter, you know how much he's into art. That letter is an amazing piece of performance art.
Right. It's real.
It's not a real letter.
But it's real art.
But it's real art.
Yeah.
And that's what makes John so excited about it. It's because he thinks he's going to see something incredibly artistic. And
And the letter's evidence.
yeah, the letter is evidence. The letter is what makes this something other than a fan, right? Because we talk about having people. There's a part in the script where you talk about having people read things for you.
Mm-hmm.
I think if we can somehow tie that to what he actually tells people, if you want to send me mail, send it to Atomic Books in Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
That maybe we just more like, usually all my mail comes to me through Atomic Books. They go, something along those lines, and they read through it. But this, that's the thing. This person
Just got through it.
found you. This didn't come from Atomic Books. This person found where you were, didn't do that at all, and had this crazy drag queen hooker
Thing.
thing. Porn star, thank you. That's synonymous.
My porn star boyfriend.
Awesome.
Porn star boyfriend. You know what I mean?
That's really helpful.
So that's the story,
Mhm.
right? It's one of those things where, yeah, that's the story. So you're anticipating some kind of incredible art as opposed to another meeting with a fan. So you definitely don't believe that it's real, but then the next thing is there needs to be a point where you're like, unfortunately, this is just another fan, right? So there is a sense of disappointment,
Mhm.
but it's not the disappointment. Does that make sense?
Yeah, oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Great.
We're not going to play art right now. Cool. Sorry, go for it. With that. Oh,
Can we
sorry.
just go one more time?
You're a dead ringer.
No, Bob, we're doing
Let's go
sorry.
back to, well, of course, what's your John's last name? Let's do the introduction again.
Cool.
Well, of course. What's your John's last name?
Hold on, sorry.
It's okay.
I gotta scroll. I'm scrolling and I'm scrolling.
And the line before that, I guess we have to say something other than I love the jacket, because I'm not going to have a jacket, correct?
Well, I love your
Vest.
vest.
Okay.
I love your hook.
Is this Taylor?
I love your hook.
Ace Hardware.
I love your hook. Is this polished brass?
Gosh.
Is this polished brass?
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
That's okay.
Well, of course. What's your job?
Well, of course. What's your John's last name?
Well, it's Waters.
I see. Right this way.
John, it's me.
Who?
I am divine.
The makeup looks great. Really? What do you want? An autograph?
Is this an online thing? How old did he say he was?
Hey.
I'll bring you to a menu.
You're a dead ringer for him. I mean, you've clearly gone to a lot of trouble. And that letter! Oh, that letter. I've never received anything like it.
No, John, it's really me.
Yeah, all right then. Where do we meet?
When we were teenagers.
So John, I don't, can we, if you don't mind, I want to make a change here to this. So I like if we go back to the thing that he introduced, which is, listen, I have to go, but I'll take care of the bill. And then give him John, when we met, you know what I mean?
I see, you just want to skip, because that happens, it just happens after a little bit
Oh,
of...
does it? Let me see
Yeah.
here. Let's read it as written, and then we'll go back. So let's just go back to, you're a dead ringer for him.
You're a dead ringer for him. I mean, really, clearly, you've gone to a lot of trouble. And that letter, I have never received anything like it.
No, John, it's really me.
All right then. Where do we meet?
When we were teenagers, it was at one of my parties. I rented out that rundown ballroom. I was in that blue dress with white gloves, and we whipped halfway through Mondo Trasho.
Easy. What's that referring to?
I think
Like,
what he
easy,
needs.
that was too easy of a name, that was an easy one. That
So,
was
but
easy.
I do think we could fill that out a little bit. You need to
Yeah.
say something that's too easy. Anyone who's read a book or anyone who's
Yeah.
seen my stand-up routine knows that's how we met. And can they do some kind of drugs when they meet too? Can there be like a Negro heroin man that was heroin man? Can you guys send the Negro heroin man?
Like a little Asian back.
Oh, this play's bringing out the worst in me.
I'll just for now just put that's too easy.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
For
Yeah,
now.
yeah. But whether we, it would just be great if you guys were doing some kind of drugs at that party.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
At the Mondo Trasho party.
Yeah. Right, so,
oh, sorry.
From your line, on the easy.
Oh, that's too easy. How about this one? What was the name? What was the name of the best boy that broke your heart in the set of Female Trouble?
Julian. You didn't like it because he was missing some teeth, and you fell for the other fag in the cast.
You're very convincing. She's good, isn't she? Listen, I'm going to leave you the wine list, and here, I'll pay the bill, but I have to go.
John, wait.
I just added the bill.
I just love the way you did that because it brought the class back. It wasn't
It
just a
ends the
rejection.
moment. And it ends it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll just scribble and pay the
Yeah,
bill,
yeah.
whatever that means to us.
Yeah, I have it.
Super. Yeah, I'll pay the bill, but I have to go.
John, wait. It was the last conversation we had. We were sitting in my dressing room, and I turned to you and I said,
How did you know that?
because I'm the one who said it to you. John, I'm not a ghost. And if I were, I'd be a friendly one. You want to kiss it?
Well, where have you been? You picked a terrible time to leave. We had more movies to make, and do you know what could have happened? People loved Hairspray. We could have won an Oscar. And if you want to die more dramatically, you should have done it right before the Academy votes. You might have been dead, at least I'd have an Oscar.
Good. Do you the line there's the one about it was the last conversation we had. Did we lose the night that I died? 'Cause I just love that phrase.
I do too.
We did lose it just because then we go into exactly how he faked his death, and like there was some confusion about whether John would have been there or not. I'm sure this
So there was
around
for me the confusion. I didn't remember what you're talking about. For me, the confusion was that we had imagined it in a hospital. We'd
Yeah.
imagined a scene in the hospital.
Oh.
So as long as we don't put it in the hospital, the night that I died,
Yeah,
even if you just said the night that I died,
yeah.
that last conversation we had sitting in my dressing room. As long as we don't since we were trying to go for some kind of accuracy, it wasn't the night that I died. It was the putting him in the hospital was the
Yeah.
thing that I wanted to. I just think that line is just so strong.
We know, and not to digress, but in my daily work, because I work in death, we use the died terminology all the time.
Mhm.
It's good closure for the families, not passed away, their child is dead.
Mhm.
So there's a frankness, not to be mean, but that really brings closure.
Just pulling the Band-Aid off.
Yeah, and that's actually, I think it performs well as well. I know, it's very sad.
You may say,
I know, they don't say it, but.
You may say, yeah.
Let's go from the top of the page.
Sure.
Yes, please.
Oops, that is the top of the page. The night that I died, it was the last conversation we had. We were sitting in my dressing room, and I turned to you, and I said,
How did you know that?
because I'm the one who said it to you. John, I'm not a ghost. And if I were, I'd be a friendly one. Do you want to kiss it?
Where have you been? You picked a terrible time to leave. We had more movies to make. Do you know what could have happened? People loved Hairspray. We could have won an Oscar. And if you wanted to die more dramatically, you should have done it right before the Academy votes. You might have been dead if at least I'd had an Oscar. That was very sad.
Also, I'm wondering what he kind of makes a jump to if he wanted to die. I feel like he would probably still be confused about exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
So I wonder
No,
if
I think
there's
you're
a-
right. I think you're right.
I wonder if there's another way to phrase
Mhm.
that.
I think that makes perfect sense. That's a good. Sean, just say the line for me without. Don't look at the page. Just kind of say it.
Sure, which one? I'm sorry, which line?
Where have you been? Go. Just say it and then say the thing about Oscar. Just don't read it.
Yeah.
Just look at Marty and say it.
Well, you picked a terrible time to die. You know, you could have planned it a lot better, and then I would have had an Oscar. People love Hairspray.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
You picked a terrible time to die. You could have planned it a lot better.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know what?
If you had timed it just right, we could have won an Oscar. And even though you're mad at him, keep that generous. I think we could have won an Oscar.
Yeah.
What were you going to say,
For
Marty?
that short amount of time, he comes to the conclusion that I'm definitely not dead.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not a ghost, I'm definitely not dead.
Yeah, he believes it. Yeah, but he doesn't know. But John G's right. He doesn't know about this planning, right? So he doesn't know if you are risen.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't. Yeah. So it's a little. John's right that it's too quick to do that. But if it's just a matter of just phrasing the language around that notion of, rather than that you picked a terrible time to leave. You could cut the whole, we had more movies to make. You could just say, people loved Hairspray.
Mm-hmm.
If you were going to, if you had timed it better, we could have at least won an Oscar.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just say Oscar once rather than twice.
Yeah.
So rather than wanting to die dramatically, emphasize the timing.
Yeah.
Good? From there we can go to.
I only have one question, and I love the Oscar thing, and I just want to change it. Later, we talk about the Peter Brook thing and about assimilating into sort of higher culture,
Yeah.
of which an Oscar sort of implies. And John's talking about, I didn't think of this until right now, how he's talking about, we could have Oscars, and then later you could be, it's just something, it's not a big deal. It's just
No,
something to think
I
about.
understand what you're talking about. I think Oscar, when I think of Oscar, I don't think of high culture, I think of pop culture.
That's fine. That's all I need to know.
That's definitely pop culture.
That's right. And he knows how to respect an Oscar, right? He talks about Aileen, right? And what's her name? Charlize Theron.
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't she have at least thanked Aileen?
He
Would she have done that Oscar without Aileen's fashion range, right? Isn't that the way he puts it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fashion range. So, where have you been? If you had timed it better, we could have won an Oscar.
Yeah,
People
but
love Tears.
John will send out a new
Just for right
Yeah,
now.
John will send out a new version. But yeah, just cut out if you wanted to die more dramatically, just if you had timed it better, You could have timed it better right before the Academy votes. At least then we would have won an Oscar. Just something like that.
Okay, I'll
Yeah.
try to get preview. Okay.
Yeah.
And I was very sad.
We can just go from there, yeah.
And I was very sad.
Oh, John, no. This isn't about you.
So what happened to you?
I couldn't be divine anymore. She was tired and she was done. What else was left?
Do you need a Brian story, a mini-series?
Or a Hallmark.
There you go, there she is.
No, John! I needed something more.
Like what?
I don't know. Like Death of a Salesman.
Oh, you'd be perfect for Linda. There's more of that
No,
pan and that
John.
stew that... That's a real one.
It is. Willie Loman.
Willie Loman, maybe in high school.
Or Fiddler on the Roof. You know.
Oh, someone's name who I didn't know was in
Topol?
Topol.
Topol was in
Well, wasn't he
Zero Stell.
Was there?
I don't even remember.
Was there? No, it was Topol in the movie.
Yeah,
Oh, it is Topol in the movie.
it's Topol.
You're right, it is Topol in the movie. Yeah, Zero did.
Is Topol still alive?
Yes.
Yeah. You know, it was Topol in the movie.
But how would you get on the roof?
I gotta be dead serious.
That is the perfect time to say cunts, right there.
Exactly.
Let's get on the roof.
Right.
Cunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John, I could do it. I'm not a dime a dozen. In fact, I got an offer
An author? Where?
in Muncie, Indiana. I know, it's no Hollywood. It was a step down after Hairspray, but John, I needed this. I needed to feel like a man, John.
So how did the show do?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Oh, 2 weeks.
I was humiliated.
Oh, come on, Glenn.
And so do we feel like that telling of it gets it all out? I feel like it doesn't. I feel like it's very streamlined, but I feel like we lose a ton here. There's none of the talk about getting the offer. There's none of the build-up. There was a build-up, an emotional build-up before about I got this offer. I'm going to be Willie Loman, and then the disappointment of becoming Linda. Right? It seems like instead we're just going right for Linda, and we're losing that story.
Yeah.
And that story is the thing that we need to more explicitly state. I faked my death because of this event. Right? It was this event that made him realize that he will never be taken seriously as a male lead.
So basically the line in Muncie, Indiana, I know it's in Hollywood, that just needs to expand into the story that we told originally.
Yeah, we need to. That's the point where it needs to be expanded, right? Yeah, exactly. I was doing
Because I think the rest of the lines.
It just needs to be certain.
Because I think the rest of the lines are fine because
Yeah.
then he played Linda. He ended up going ahead and playing Linda.
Yeah.
So how the show do?
But the whole notion of I was doing my cabaret, I was singing my songs, they sent me a letter here, they told me they wanted me to come out, they wanted me to be in Death of a Salesman, and I thought to myself, finally, yes, I'm going to be Willie Loman. I am going to be better than Lee J. Cobb. I am going to go out there and I'm going to prove to everyone that I can be a leading man. And then I got out there, and then what happened, right? We need all of that. And the question needs to explicitly be there needs to be some point where we explicitly ask the question, why did you fake your death? Why did you pretend to die? Does that, yeah?
Yeah.
So what happened to you? And I think you just, I know that do we still have the place where you kind of explain, because you did do a job of explaining how he did it, right?
Yeah, that's still in there.
It's coming, right?
It's coming.
Yeah.
All right, so why, yeah. the why did he do it, needs to happen right there, you're right after It's No Hollywood. That's when we have to put in the why he did it. Can we just go again from, in Muncie, Indiana, I know, It's No Hollywood, and then just give me a little something here before. Okay?
Yep. In Muncie, Indiana, I know, it's no Hollywood, but it was right after Hairspray, and it was a step down, but I needed this. They were doing Death of a Salesman, and so I went to Muncie. And when I got there, the first thing they did was show me all the costumes that Linda would be wearing. And they were all in my size. So I stayed and I did Death of a Salesman as Linda Loman.
So how did the show?
Oh, I thought you would keep talking, sorry. I like that. I need to feel like a
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
I like that.
Yeah. I needed to feel like a man, John.
So how'd the show do?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Oh, 2 weeks.
I was humiliated.
Oh, come on, Glenn.
See, I knew this was a mistake. I knew you wouldn't understand.
No. I do understand. Kind of. It just always seems like you were so happy as Divine. I never knew.
I was happy. She was tired. I didn't just want to be Divine. I wanted to be a great actor.
All right. But why all of this?
Honestly, can you see me as anything but Divine? Can anyone? I knew the only thing I could do was fake my death.
But how?
Your menus, gentlemen. Can I start you off with something to drink?
Excuse me, we're in the middle of a conversation here.
Do you need a minute? I'll give you 2 minutes.
Anyway.
So John G. here, when he says I want it to be a great actor. So for me, the one thing I think of that he wants to be is he wants to be a great leading man.
Yeah.
Do we elucidate that later? Or should we change that phrase here, or should we wait?
We should change it here. We probably also get it later somewhere, but I
Okay.
feel like hitting on that more very cleanly is
Yeah.
just gonna do
Yeah.
good things.
All right. So we'll change that to I wanted to. Yeah. Because the great actor, it sort of implies a negative connotation that you even kind of we don't want him to
We talked
hate.
about-
Yeah, we don't want him
yeah.
to hate Divine. We just want him to love Cary Grant.
Yeah, and that came out of our discussion last time, which I liked, that Divine still had value.
Yeah.
We don't want to lose that.
He wants his cake and eat it too. All puns intended.
Literally.
I made a really good
That
cake.
sounds really good.
I made a good cake this weekend. Orange cake.
So, that's okay. Do you need a minute? Let's go from there again. Walters, do you need a minute?
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Do you need a minute?
Hmm.
I'll give you 2 minutes.
And when Walter exits, right in there needs to be some kind of physical comedy between the two of you. We need some kind of physical
Between the two?
between Walter and we need a little George Costanza, Cosmo Kramer kind of Elaine Bennis,
Yeah.
Cosmo Kramer, Elaine Bennis kind of physical. There needs to be some physical humor. Physical kerfluffle.
I can see it. I actually know exactly what you're talking about.
These two can do it.
Get out!
Good.
Anyway, so how did you do it?
A few months before we flew out to LA, I was already gaining weight, so all I had to do was start complaining about chest pains, panting wherever I went. I pretended like I'd stopped taking my heart pills. Then Jay, you remember Jay?
Your manager?
I had him call the police, claiming that I had a heart attack in the night and died. But do you remember how Warhol, when he was shot, they wouldn't let the police in or bring him down because they knew there would be cameras and they had to get the wig on him first?
Of course.
Well, that's what Jay said, except with my makeup.
But Glenn, you were up there for 6 hours.
No one really questioned it.
Look at his face.
Anyway, while Jay stalled, I took the freight elevator, something we both know I'm used to doing, down the back. And Leo and I drove to the airport.
Oh, good. The drag queen and the porn star make another easy getaway. But what did we bury? I was the pallbearer. Something was in that casket.
Conveniently, another 400-pound drag queen had OD'd in the alley behind the hotel the night before.
So she's buried in your grave.
Yes, and she's a very lucky lady, whoever she is.
Here are your. Did I just say the menus before? I'm bringing menus again?
Here's your bread, gentlemen.
Okay.
Here's your bread.
Here's your
gentlemen.
bread,
Oh,
gentlemen.
wait, what?
You know.
Oh, here, it should be here, your drinks.
Oh, here are your drinks. And then
Yeah,
can I start
this
you off
is
with
where-
something? So it should, rather than here's your menu, so the
Oh,
question.
no. Okay, or it should be, what can I get you to drink?
Okay,
right?
can I get
That's
you,
what
yeah,
we are.
gentlemen, can I get you a drink? And
Gentlemen.
then also you'll have some bread. But before we get to that there, I'm wondering, why is it that Jay kept his mouth shut all this time?
Yeah.
And I think John should ask it, and I think that there should be this divine-ish kind of thing. Like, what would Divine do to the postman? You know what I mean?
Wow.
She kills the postman, you know what I mean? There needs to be like one of those moments. You know, you really try to get away the way Divine does in Pink Flamingo, so why didn't Jay say anything? And you have to talk about the way you threatened to castrate him, or kill him, or do some kind of crazy voodoo ritual to him if he ever opened his mouth.
Where would you pop that in?
She's right at the end. So she's a very lucky lady, whoever she was. I can't believe Jay kept this to himself all these years. Well, if that little prick had said anything, I would have something with cannibalism and voodoo, and something very Mondo Trasho, right? Something very Mondo Trasho. I would have taken this guy's hook and I would have popped a umam out of him.
I can't believe Jay kept this to himself all these years.
Yeah, well, I told that little prick I'd have his balls in a jar if he said something.
Interesting.
Have his balls in a jar.
There's balls in the jar.
Ball jars, those are
Ball-
ones he had.
Oh, do they have ball jars? in one season?
Well, that's where they started, the
Oh.
Ball family. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I already said that at the bottom of page 9. Am I saying this again? I said the menu gentlemen can start with something to
We're getting
drink.
rid of the here are the menus on the second thing.
So page 9, your menu.
Somebody asked about-
All right, so I think that Walter's line there needs to be at the bottom of page 9. It needs to be your menus, gentlemen, and then cut the. Can I start you off with something to drink? Have John just go into. Excuse me, we're in the middle of a conversation.
Wait, the bottom of page 9?
Yeah, it might.
I didn't see, your menus don't.
Right.
Yeah, he asked
So
for
if you wanna-
something to drink, but they don't let him get it out.
So he can't ask for something to drink on page 9 and at page 11 is what
Yeah,
is.
so why don't we just cut it on 9 and leave it on 11?
Yeah, so on 9, I think just your menus, gentlemen, if we just keep those 3 words, your menus, gentlemen, at the bottom of page 9, and then we go right to John Waters' line, excuse me, we're in the middle of a conversation here. And then on 11, after I would have taken him and made a ball jar out of him,
He would have had his balls in a jar.
and I would make bacon jam out of those balls in that ball jar. Then Walter comes in and says, because I think the way it should happen is that, all right, so here's the story. So you start describing, and we'll figure out what it is, you start describing the anger if he outed you, and all the terrible things you would have done, and it's kind of raising in pitch. And Connie is listening to all of this, and she's just vibrating behind there, right? And she just says something like, or, just something expletive and declarative. And then you both kind of like, what? And then you come rushing in, can I get you a drink, gentlemen, right? And that's the way in which it works.
Nice.
So Aaron Orr needs to come up with
There's also, I mean, obviously this is a little more down the road. I think there's a lovely under each other's our own breaths as this story starts to come apart here.
Mhm.
Oh, Dee, I was just very lucky. I can't believe Jay always did it. I think there's a sort of gradual decline of this story as I think all of this is sort of verging at the same moment, which I think is kind of beautiful.
Yeah, and
Like,
we talk about wanting to keep, and I
Yeah.
agree. We talk about wanting to keep that flavor of a Waters film.
Yeah.
Whenever we give Divine an opportunity to give us some kind of angry manifesto thing, we bring the Pink Flamingo. We step away from My Dinner with Andre. We take
Exactly.
towards, and I think everyone kind of mentioned, loving opportunities to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And that's the great thing. So if we, in that point, right before he comes in, if Divine from Pink Flamingos and the anger starting to come out of Glenn, naturally, the idea of being outed or being exposed.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's right there in the movie, right? She's just sitting there behind it. You know what I mean? And so there's just some kind of, either whether it's a word or even if it's, just, that bitch or something Connie Marble will come out of you. And then, that's the way it's gotta be.
Mm-hmm.
Can I start you off? Can we go from, so we'll go from, right now, Eleanor will just gasp or do whatever feels, she'll gasp, and then
I might say something.
she might say something, and then shoot her, and then John shoot her a look, and then go right into the, can I start you off with some words? So, and Marty's going in.
I told Jay that I'd have his balls in a jar. At first I was going to shove a red hot poker up his ass, and then I remembered he liked red hot pokers up his ass.
He did.
So I had to totally change that idea, so I went right for his nutsack.
Oh.
And I told him those hairless balls were going to be mine, they were going to be my balls. He wasn't going to have those balls anymore, they were going to be my balls.
God, she sounds like a chimpanzee on a tire swing.
Can I get you a drink, gentlemen?
Better timing would be nice.
John,
Excuse me, sir?
Just water, please.
double scotch, neat. No, make it a pink squirt.
Adequate.
Wonderful.
So, if he does change the drink, do I say, look at you, double scotch?
Yeah, I was assuming you didn't hear that.
Yeah.
The West-
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
Make it a pink squirt.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That just
Just
people are
whisper.
like, make sure I get
Perfect. Well, look at you, double scotch.
Yes, about that, John. So after I died, I had to go somewhere that I could blend in, you know?
I can at least try to imagine, if I must.
So I knew I had to head somewhere they had never heard of John Waters and Divine. And where better than Lubbock, Texas? One big suburb, not a city in sight, and lots of immigrants.
Where?
Lubbock, you know, home of Texas Tech University, county seat of Lubbock County, Texas, home to the largest contiguous cotton growing region in the world.
Could you get like the bird?
The what?
Like this
I know.
the city,
bird.
the state bird, the city bird of
Oh,
Texas.
sure.
Because I think that's the one thing missing is the lazy circles in the sky of like home of the blue-tailed sparrow.
Yeah.
There's also a huge prairie dog reserve there.
Yes,
called
there is.
Prairie Dog Town. It's amazing. They're adorable.
I think it just needs an animal of some sort.
It's the animal
like-
of sort.
Yeah, because she knows like everything about the indigenous people of the
Right.
Lubbock, Texas.
Lubbock, Texas.
Indigenous, contiguous.
Contiguous, indigenous.
Contiguous people.
That's really funny. It sounds amazing, but no.
Well, I flew to Lubbock International Airport. Yes, it exists. Gate A1 of 2. Just kidding. There's only one gate. And I bought a pair of boots, which I realize are really just modified heels. and I put some spurs for riding bareback.
Hello.
Then I bought a 10-gallon hat and a pair of assless chaps, you know, just in case.
Just in case.
And grew a handsome mustache. Oh, I was so butch.
Handsome handlebar mustache. Handsome handlebar mustache.
Handsome.
Right? We want it's got to be the Sam Elliott. It's got to be the Sam.
Oh my God.
It's gotta be this. You can either call it, or you can even call it a handsome Sam Elliott mustache or something like that.
It's a handsome handlebar. I think handsome handlebar.
Alright.
A handsome handlebar mustache. I was so butch, it was scary. And what do you know? The Lubbock Opera House was doing Guys and Dolls. So I burst through those double doors and I said, "I'm your Sky Masterson, Pilgrim." But the director was a big queen. And he wanted...
When you say a big queen, there needs to be some kind of comedy.
I know.
Imagine that.
I know. I would, yeah.
There's gonna be some little
Yep.
little common thing. Yeah, a couple
Right.
syllables.
Just in case you guys wanted to know, a bird that is common in Lubbock, Texas is the laughing gull.
Perfect.
Nice.
Home of the laughing
Oh,
gulls.
the laughing gull. Oh my, I'm so glad
They're
I thought-
tasty if you marinate them overnight.
Absolutely. But the director was a big queen. And he wanted to do it all in drag.
Brilliant.
No! I wanted to play Sky Masterson as a man, flat-footed in men's clothes. And I wanted to talk like this. And to do that, I knew I couldn't be, well, like you anymore.
Be a flat-footed booby. Do the flat-footed booby. Anyway, flat-footed is funny. Like me? You mean hilarious?
No, John.
Snappy dresser?
No, John.
Well, you never were skinny, so...
Straight! I knew I had to become straight.
Your drinks, gentlemen.
Ooh, whisper.
I thought you ordered a scotch.
I'm sorry, is that not what you ordered?
Oh, no, it's fine. I'll drink it.
I can take it back.
I said it's fine.
Well, all right then.
I thought it's fine!
Well, all right then. Are we ready to order?
We will just have whatever that special is tonight.
Well, we have...
Whatever your first special is.
2.
All right then. I'll be back with those shortly.
You tried to become straight? Don't tell you went to one of those terrifying Nita Bryant Pray the Gay Away camps.
She's actually a lovely woman, John. In small doses.
You didn't!
Yes, I had to. At least to see what it was like. So I booked a flight to Florida. And John, don't look at me like that. There's a lot of anecdotal evidence to say it works.
I've dated some of those anecdotes.
Well, they never said it works on everyone. It only works if you want it to. If you believe it will.
Similar to fairy dust. So how was it?
The camp?
Yes, the camp when it's full of gays, isn't it?
Converted.
Sounds like a sex.
Some of
Sorry,
them.
it sounds like a sex party to me.
Do you want to hear the story or not?
You went. You went. So it might as well here, like here.
Yeah.
Sorry, no worries. You went. So I might as well hear how ridiculous it was. Maybe I'll make it into my next movie or live event. Gays on Ice, a conversion camp story. They'll all be Cubans. They'll set in an abandoned gator farm. Gator farm?
They were all Cubans, John.
Who?
The counselor.
Oh, well, even better than a true story. Tell me more.
Well, in the morning, we get up, eat, shower.
Together, I'm sure.
No, separately. Then we'd have 2 hours of prayer.
Jesus, 2 hours.
Yes, for 2 hours. Then, in the afternoon, we'd have touch therapy, where the different counselors would come in and, just gently massage different parts of your body.
And how is that supposed to turn you straight?
Unclear. But I wanted to get all a fair shot, so I even went on this straight to manhood retreat.
funniest thing in the whole play.
We hiked to this compound in Florida Everglades and spent 3 days there living on nothing but 50-pound bags of beef jerky and sports drinks. They had us act out these different scenarios about what to do when we have urges. And then we started exploring what it was that turned us gay in the first place. One man was given a baseball bat and acted out beating his father to death for not being present in his life enough. Another one acted out strangling his neighbor who molested him as a child.
Delicious. What did you do, Glenn?
I killed Divine.
How, Glenn?
Well, first we constructed this giant effigy doll out of old pillowcases.
Is this where the camera comes in too?
Then,
That's right. So at some point, Aaron, ideally, you will have, even if it's just cartoonish, like you'll have snuck somewhere where you're going to be able to,
I guarantee
where you'll be able to get the camera.
Then,
Awesome.
I dressed it in one of my favorite dresses, the red one from Flamingos, and put it in a wig. After that, I painted its face, and we tied it to this big stake in the ground, like some kind of drag queen witch.
Is it a witch or like a drag? Yeah, okay, keep
Drag-
Keep going, I'm sorry.
I piled up all my other dresses and costumes and wigs and makeup around its feet, and we burned it all. Goodbye, old Divine. Hello, new masculine Glenn.
So it worked.
Well, no, not exactly.
When it says the hello new masculine Glenn, it's gotta be something.
Butch.
Yeah.
All new masculine Glenn.
Possibly. Yeah, something like that.
So it worked?
Well, no, not exactly. There was this one counselor, Ramon, and he came into my room one night, and he told me about his,
Abuela.
abuela. Told me about his abuela, and how she was the only one who loved him, and how he ended up like his uncle. Oh, and how if he ended up like his uncle, she wouldn't be able to love him anymore, and that God wouldn't love him anymore either.
Okay, here it comes.
And she said, we did a swing 30 miles across the Atlantic Ocean for you, us to die out. For you not to have little muchachas. He'd been on these retreats before.
I think that's good. You have to push it even further. You know what I mean? We need to push it even further. You know, little muchachas. You know, a little, and you know, I don't know. It needs to be embellished a bit more with more
We
spin.
didn't swing
We didn't.
90 miles across the Atlantic Ocean for us to die out. For you not to have little
Jew. It's not a Jew. Or they say Jew.
For
For
Jew.
Jew. For
For
Jew.
Jew not to have little mustaches.
Can you just roll your R's then for me? Just
Just do it. For us, it's for us to die out. For you, not to have little muchachas. He'd been on these retreats before.
Clearly.
He tried for years and years. He'd even had that shock treatment where they showed you porn while they shocked your balls. Nothing worked. And he said nothing would work for me either.
they shock your huevitos.
Huevitos.
Huevitos, when they, you know, when they shock
They
your.
shock your huevos. Huevos rancheros. Not so much. Nothing worked. And he said nothing would work for me either. So I left.
Wow, Glenn. I won't even make a sex pun out of it.
and your food. Can I get you anything else?
That'll be all, thank you.
What? No snide remarks, sir?
It was obvious I couldn't stay there. After that, I felt like America had nothing left to offer me.
Well, you went to Texas and Florida. Of course it had nothing to offer you.
I felt like I was being drawn east. I tried the west, fucked that up, so I thought I'd tear it up in the east. I really felt that I should start, where the sun comes up. Japan! I'm very big in Japan, because, well, they're so small.
Limits, Glenn. Limits.
What do you know about sumo wrestling, John?
Like grown men in diapers? What is there to know?
That it is an honor to be a sumo wrestler in Japan, for one, and the epitome of masculinity in that culture.
Confusing.
I was wandering the streets, and it was the only sign in English, sumo wrestling. I had nothing better to do. So
there's that one website, English.com.
Oh, wow.
Where
I've been on that. Yeah.
it's basically where there's really bad translations in English, sort of. So we just need, even though it's one sign, there needs to be a little bit of that, like A number 1 sumo wrestling or something like that. You know what I mean? There needs to be a little bit of English on it. If you go to, it's English. I think it's English. Just if you type English in your, and there'll be lots of examples. It's the kind of thing I needled like crazy at, when I was in college, and now I'm too grown up.
Right, Stacey Nightmare.
It's a puffer, you bitch!
All right, keep going. I'm sorry.
As it turned out, one of the wrestlers that night had sprained his ankle in a terrible horse dancing accident.
They're real things.
They are.
I've seen the Lipizzaner stallions.
Oh,
I just always thought
that's horse dancing.
Terrible
Yeah,
horse
yeah,
dancing.
yeah.
Horse dancing.
And they needed someone to step in.
Oh my god. You didn't.
Did you? I'm normally not into fat. Can I say guys? I think
Oh, yeah.
guys are better. I'm normally not into fat guys. But something about these guys, and I think I want to switch that
That
actually.
men, yeah.
Say that men. So
Yeah.
I'll say I'm normally not into fat guys, but something about these men just pushed my buttons.
Can we, I also want there to be this thing where he talks about, that event where he talks about being there and disrobing right there that night.
Yeah, like
and
that.
running up into,
Yeah. It was
I just-
immediate.
Yeah, it was just this immediate thing, and just literally like he ripped the bike pants off and he just jumped up there. I didn't have the diaper, that's the thing, the full masculinity. He didn't have the diaper, he just jumped up there completely nude.
There was an original line where you had like joined the audience for a moment, and like you were moved and you had jumped. This is the improv. You had jumped out of the audience. You're like, I was so moved. I stood on my chair. I ripped off my shorts and I ran on the stage. It was a 1, 2, 3. But the visual of you prairie dogging out of the audience was just brilliant.
And you can ask him if he's got, you didn't even have on the diaper? You even have the diaper? Nothing, John, just me.
Raw masculinity.
Just raw, that's right, just raw, naked, pulsing masculinity.
Throbbing.
Throbbing, pulsing.
No diaper?
Can you go on?
Yeah, you're going.
And that was amazing. I was winning every match. I had never felt so powerful, so manly. But on my third or fourth fight, I was thrown so far out of the ring that I landed on this poor spectator. And it was really a stroke of luck that I did, because that was how I met him,
Met who?
my little Asian backer.
We need to do it in the music, we have to have some music. There has to be like some 70s, or 80s, Christopher Cross sailing, my little Asian backer.
Little Asian. His name was Hero. Oh, he's very rich, John. he invented the emoticon.
That's like a funniest line of play.
And I have both the funniest lines of play. And I just felt so badly about crushing him that I felt obligated to make sure he made it back to his hotel room safely. It was a very small room, though. We couldn't both fit. So we had to open a window. I love that joke. That's like one of the oldest jokes possibly ever. But anyway, we started talking, and he asked me why I was in Japan, and I told him the story about my disappearance, and going to the conversion camps, and not wanting to be divine anymore. He's actually the reason I'm here. He's very wise. At least he looks very wise. So, I believe when he said that my life was on the stage, but with his help, I could become any type of actor I wanted. He wants us to make another movie.
Sorry, I was just going back.
Okay.
I think conversion camp might be better than camps. Sorry, I'm just.
Is there like a reason why it just sounds better?
Well, there were multiple Holocaust camps, but maybe only one conversion camp that he went to.
Okay.
I know it's a picky thing, but
That's
I'm
okay.
so
At
accustomed to
least we
hearing.
got death out of there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
right. Hell.
Story about my appearance and my going to the conversion camp and
Yeah, because it's singular. He went to a camp. He didn't go to multiple camps. It's picky. It's
That's
a
right.
little.
No, it's fine, it's fine. Since we're stopped here, I'm wondering about the not wanting to be divine anymore. Yeah, that's good. Keep going. Yeah, so let's cut the S.
Yeah.
Get the S out of there.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually the reason I'm here. He's very wise. Or at least he looks very wise.
Oh my God.
So I believed him when he said that my life was on the stage, but that with his help I could become any type of actor I wanted. He wants us to make another movie.
I'm sorry, I didn't pause again. I know.
Yeah.
I had another thought to this on the conversion camp. It's funny that it's a gay place and it's we're calling it camp. Can't
Yeah, I
be.
feel like there's a pun about that.
There's something in there.
Earlier in the script.
The
Okay.
it's just something to think about.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
a conversion camp to be gay, but gay is campy. I don't know. Put it in the back of your noodle.
All right. Yeah.
Then not wanting to be divine is just another part where we can say wanting, instead of not wanting to be divine, wanting to be this leading man.
That's the one thing I was wondering. That's why I was kind of hesitating on again. It was like, if we don't want to devalue divine too much
Good point.
here. I told them about how I wanted to be. I wanted to be John Wayne. I wanted to be Cary Grant. I wanted to be Spencer Tracy. I wanted to be a leading man. Something.
I like
that.
naming the names because it pulls it specific,
Mhm.
and then Divine has a name. So Divine is a drag queen with a name. She's the epitome of drag queen, and she has a name.
I wanted to be Tab
Hunter.
Hunter, right?
Who's gay?
And who they were, but he was but he wasn't out, right? I mean,
No.
it was much more like
And she knew him.
they worked together.
Yeah.
So anyway, but
I
that
like
notion
that.
of I wanted to be like these leading men.
Names.
Can you just give me some names? 'Cause I
Yeah.
Spencer Tracy.
No, Spencer Tracy. Rock Hudson.
He's in there later.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Spencer Tracy, I don't think is a he's not.
You like Cary Grant?
I like Cary Grant.
He likes Cary Grant. We've already done the John Wayne, so no John Wayne. Who else? Sidney Poitier.
Clark Gable. Do we
Clark Gable. No,
No,
Clark Gable's
that's
perfect.
fine.
Clark Gable.
And then
Yeah.
Tab Hunter. You could definitely put Tab Hunter in there.
He's the punchline now.
Yeah, and Tab Hunter, and you don't even have to spell it out, right?
Yeah, I think that's the end of the
Yeah,
line.
like Tab Hunter. Yeah.
Right, because I mean, John's like, okay, because I've lived longer in the world than you have.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he came out in the '90s or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
know.
he eventually did come out, I think.
Yeah.
Richard.
Nobody gave a
Chamberlain.
shit when he did, but he came out.
Like Richard Chamberlain.
Yes.
Obviously.
It's my line.
He wants us to make another movie.
So what did you and this hero have in mind?
Something grand.
Shakes. Sorry.
Why don't you let me
I
say?
will, baby.
Something grand. Maybe Shakespeare.
Shakespeare! Ah! There are so many great roles in Shakespeare. You could be Lady Macbeth. We'll call her McBee. She rides around the castle in bedazzled roller skates and a leather miniskirt, singing a disco version of Out Damn Spot, while a bloody disco ball descends from the ceiling.
No.
Oh,
I'm sorry, there should be like a no in there from Divine.
No, John.
No, John.
Not even Queen Margaret or Richard III? We go like trucker, homicide, fast food orgy. Ooh, and then Richard III has to shoot you to put you out of your misery, but you don't die. You just roll around the orchestra pit screaming.
No. What about Lear?
And then you have a
Line from Lear.
line from Lear.
Yeah. I'll get something.
Good.
Now that would be a Lear the world has not seen before. You could be the daughter.
Which one?
All three! We'll have your head spin somehow, like some kind of schizophrenic Shirley Temple. We'll set it in Baltimore. You'll be in drag. It'll be great.
No women's roles.
You know this. I love this moment because this payoff is coming into this page.
Mm-hmm.
We'll set it in Baltimore. You'll be in drag, just like old times. I think there's something. I think there's a better not better, but a picture that John can draw here.
Sure.
Of how great Divine was.
So, yeah, just like old times.
Yeah. Is that too
No, it's fine.
cliche or?
No, go for it.
Wasn't there, what would, I feel like there was something to Divine, like, she did something with the scripts, right? She wasn't just acting, or, I feel like there was something very crucial that she
In the
did
development? She
that
always knew her lines better than everybody else.
Yeah, I
And
guess
she
that
only could
might be
say
what I
them.
was thinking of.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
I'm lost. I'm lost in the connection between the good old days and.
I think that he was so good at being Divine.
Yeah.
He was so good on the set
Just
and
like,
working together.
what doesn't John get anymore now that Divine's gone, besides just Glenn as a friend, or,
Mhm.
you know,
Well, how about just like old times for the moment?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he didn't.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't get to work with really good actors until like after the crap. I mean, Glenn was the best actor he worked with. Until
Hairspray.
yeah.
Until they got some notoriety with
Real
Hairspray, and
right.
he was able to. And Crybaby came next, right?
Cool. Should I back up?
Yeah.
All three will have your head spin somehow, like some kind of schizophrenic Shirley Temple. We'll set it in Baltimore. You'll be in drag, just like old times. It'll be great.
No women's roles.
Oh, we're still on that?
Yes, John. Don't you want to get out of the trash? Haven't you ever wanted to do something important? I want to do Lear. I want to be Lear.
You want to do a straight Lear. A by-the-books Lear. On their terms. With a bunch of other actors who don't get it? Who aren't in on the joke? And for who? A bunch of Midwestern blue hairs? No. If you want to do Lear on my terms, with roller skates and smashed cars and, well, poop, then I can understand. But I am not going back to some pre-1960s closet.
Can't we show them that we can do more? You could be Peter Brook.
Oh, Peter Brook couldn't do what we did. He couldn't create pink flamingos. You want to throw all that away to be some matinee idol? You are Divine. There's no escaping that.
Tell me why I can't be Laurence Olivier.
Because there already is one.
But just as iconic.
You already are! Divine is an amazing creation. More than a creation. She is you. You are her. And everyone now agrees you were a great actor.
I wanted to be a great